Hey there, welcome back to my channel, Stephanie Hoy Interiors. I'm Stephanie Hoy. Today I'm going to be answering any questions that we've been asked about how we hung the picture frame molding in our daughter's nursery. We've gotten a lot of questions about the spacing, how we decided how many panels were going to be on each wall, how we decided how far to start down from the ceiling and from the bottom. So we hope to get all of those questions answered, and if there's anything that we don't answer, be sure to leave a comment below. And if you don't already, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to stay tuned for more videos coming up soon. Okay, the first thing that we did when we started out to try to figure out what spacing we wanted on our walls is we made a little template. Now this is just cardboard. We used a scrap piece of wood when we were doing it, but we don't have that anymore. So this is our piece of cardboard. So we wanted to figure out the spacing, first of all, that we wanted between the panels, from the top of the trim to the top of the panel, and then also from the bottom trim to the bottom of the panel. So we knew that we wanted all of those to be exactly the same. It came out to be roughly, we'll just say 6 inches. It was around 6 inches. So the same space there is the same there and down here. And there are a few variables with that, and I'll show you what I mean. So we knew that we wanted to have 3 boxes, we're just going to call all these boxes, on this wall. And so to make that happen, that kind of helped us figure out our spacing. And then over here, we didn't want to have 2 panels, or 2 boxes, sorry, because, bless you, because then it would have looked a little funny and the boxes would have had to be pretty wide, which I didn't want. So we decided that we wanted 3 panels, or 3 boxes, sorry, I said we were going to call them boxes. 3 boxes over here, 3 boxes on this other wall, and then this spot here, I would say, is what kind of helped us determine what we wanted to do. Because of the outlets, we did not want to get into moving a whole lot of outlets. So you'll see this one down here. So that really helped us decide the first, the 6 inches that we wanted to go up, because that's what we had here, so that the base cap would fit right under that. And I guess I should back up and let you know that this trim that we used is called base cap, which you could get at any of your big box home improvement stores. And it's called base cap, nothing fancy there. So then once we decided that we wanted 6 inches all the way around, then that made it easier to start figuring out how many boxes would fit on each wall. Now if you'll notice that our boxes are not the same size, a lot of people ask that. So these are more narrow than these on this wall because we have more wall to play with over here. So we didn't want to focus on trying to make all the boxes the same size. That didn't matter. So that's how this happened. You'll see that the box over here is actually pretty narrow, and the spacing there that we did, so all of these have 6 inches in between, like I mentioned, and then this wall is a little bit funky. I wonder if you can really tell. Let me close this door. It curves. There's a little bit of a curve to this wall. And so it was pretty small there. So we were trying to figure out how we were going to do the spacing, and what we ended up doing there was, this essentially is 6 inches, but there's a curve there, so we just did 3 inches there and 3 there. So it looks like one 6-inch gap in between those. And because we did 3 inches on that side, so then we just had a 3-inch gap here. Same thing on the other side of the wall. So that is the box beside the closet. And then, let's see, on this wall, yeah, so same, we had the 6-inch gap over there. And then down here under the window, we just ended up doing 3 under the window and 3 at the bottom. So I mean, there's no like exact way to tell you how to hang picture frame molding in your home, but I think the trick is to create your template and make sure that all of your spacing in between the boxes and from the ceiling to the top of the box and the floor, or the top of the trim on the floor to the bottom of your box, that is what's going to make it all look cohesive and look like it's all put together well. So hope this all makes sense. There's a little babe. Hope this all makes sense, and I'm sure that there's things that I left out. Just be sure to leave us a comment or direct message me, whatever you need to do, and we'll be sure to get back to you. Another thing I want to mention, this door, which was, I've mentioned this before, kind of my main inspiration to do picture frame molding in here, is I didn't want that door to stick out like a sore thumb. So I kind of wanted it to disappear and almost become one of the boxes. So that that helped us determine also how far we wanted to start in, because we just kind of made it a continual box from the side of there. So every room's going to be different. There's, like I said, there's no exact way to tell you how to do it. So I think spacing is key. Spacing is what's going to make it look good and make it look cohesive and not just like a bunch of random boxes on your wall. So hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. Okay, so I wanted to make this little graphic for you guys to be able to see the breakdown of how we did the math on how we figured out the size of our boxes. Now this is going to be on each wall, so you'll have to do a different calculation on every wall because we didn't have the boxes the same exact size on every wall. So for this wall in particular, we knew that we wanted 3 boxes on the wall, and that decision came from, as I kind of mentioned a little bit before, I knew that I wanted a box to go over the mini door that's there to the attic, and then that made us know that we wanted 3 boxes total on this wall because I wanted the crib to be centered in between 2 other boxes. So 3 boxes total for this wall. So because we knew that we were going to have 3 boxes, that meant there were going to be 4 spaces. So obviously if you have you know, a box, there's a space on each side. So just for this wall in particular, 3 boxes, so 4 spaces. So I mentioned before, our spaces were about 6 inches, and actually they were 6.375 inches. So you would take 6.375 inches, which is the size of our space, and multiply that by 4, which is your number of spaces, and then that gave us 25.5 inches. So then we took the length total of this wall, which is the 128.25, and we subtracted that number that we just got, the 25.5, and that gave us 102.75 inches. So then we took that number and divided it by 3, which is the number of boxes that we knew we wanted, and then that gave us the 34.25 inches. So that was going to be the dimensions of each box. So that's how we got it on this wall, and like I said, that will be the same calculation you will use for every wall, because every wall was different, and so each box size was going to be different on every wall. So I hope this makes sense, and like I mentioned before, the key to the whole room is just keeping your spacing in between each box and from the trim down and the trim at the floor up, keeping that consistent, and that will make everything look consistent because your box sizes are going to be different. So I hope this helps. Alright, so I hope that we answered any questions that you may have had. I'm sure that we left something out, so just be sure to leave that comment below and we will get back to you on that soon.